Hello listeners, this topic is about techniques for an interview. In this topic, we would be covering the following, and they are definition for interview, types of interview, preparation for interviews, performance during and after interviews, some tips for interviews, do's and don'ts, interview questions, important job sites. Okay, so now tell me, what is an interview? Let me tell you. The word interview comes from Latin and Middle French words meaning to see between or see each other. Generally, interview means a private meeting between people when questions are asked and answered. The person who answers the questions of an interview is called an interviewer. The person who asks the question of our interview is called an interviewer. A meeting of minimum two expert and candidate, arranged to examine the suitability of the candidate, tested for subject knowledge, skills, and desired behavior in a very limited time. Now let's come to the types of interviews. Let me tell you, there are two types of interviews. One, the panel interview, and face-to-face interview. Now, what is panel interview? 3 or more experts sit across the table from the candidate and ask questions. And in face-to-face interview, there is only one interviewer and one candidate. This is informal in nature. Less distance between interviewer and candidate, less stressful and relaxed environment compared to the panel interview. Now, since an interview is an important stage for getting a job, one need to take extra cautiousness with the preparation. And the things to do before an interview are: read your CV / application and skills demanded. You should be knowing the company. Go to the company website. You should check the annual reports, the business newspapers and the magazines. Directly contact the employees. This is gonna be really beneficial for you if you do it. Now, knowing the company. Knowing the company is as equally important as knowing yourself. The candidate must be aware of the company, like the main production / service, the annual sales, profit, dividend, the competitors, the area of operation, the new product / the new service launched. You should know everything about the company. Now, this slide shows what employers evaluate during an interview. During an interview, employers evaluate that self-confidence, whether you are confident while appearing for an interview or not. Interpersonal skills. Your fluency in English language is checked, your listening power is tested, and how you respond to the interviewer's question is also assessed. Be honest. While answering in the interview, even if you don't know the answer for certain question, be honest and answer to the interviewer. Do not fake. Employers also evaluate your body language or non-verbal skills. Non-verbal communication is the process of communication through sending and receiving wordless cues between people. It includes body language, distance, touch, voice, and physical appearance. Follow some point The posture. Sit erect without leaning on the desk or slouching in the chair, but don't be stiff and tensed. Always make eye contact when you speak, but avoid continuous staring. Don't use too many hand movements and frequent change of facial expressions not in relation to words you have expressed. Now let's come to the dress outlook. Dress outlook also has impact during interview. Dress formally and you should be well groomed. You will never get a second chance to make a good impression. Wear something that make you feel comfortable. Use simple accessories like simple jewelry, watches, ties, etc. Scents, perfumes and aftershave lotion should be avoided. Now the expected qualities of the candidate are effective verbal communication. If it is in English language without any influence. Natural delivery and natural fluency should be there. You should pronounce the sentences clearly. Speak little more loudly or lower your voice to draw attention of the experts if there is an important point or opinion. And these could be few reasons for the rejection of a candidate. Vague and irrelevant answers to the questions. Very fidgety, little eye contact, nervous mannerism such as playing with hair, nail biting, etc. Lack of sincerity. Utter superficial remarks to impress the interviewer. Project work. You should follow these do's before you appear for an interview. Do take a practice run to the location where you are having the interview. If presented with a job application, do fill it out neatly, completely and accurately. Do bring extra resumes to the interview. Do greet the interviewer and do shake hands firmly. Do wait until you are offered a chair before sitting. You should make good eye contact with your interviewer. You should show enthusiasm in the position and the company. You do make sure that your good points come across to the interviewer in a factual, sincere manner. Do stress your achievements. Now there are some don'ts you need to be careful about. You should avoid controversial topics. You should never lie. Answer questions truthfully, frankly, and secondly. You should not say anything negative about former colleagues, supervisors, or employers. Don't answer questions with a simple yes or no. Explain whenever possible. Describe those things about yourself that showcase your talents, skills, and determination. Give examples. Don't inquire about salary, vacations, bonuses, retirement, or other benefits until after you have received an offer. Don't bring up or discuss personal issues or family problems. Don't say your past history. Now after interview, thank them for calling you for the interview through a letter. Indicate that you are looking forward to hear from them. On the screen you have a list of common questions that an interviewee is asked. Tell me about yourself. Why did you leave your previous job? What sort of job you are looking for? What appeals to you about this job? Why do you think you would be good at this job? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Would you accept this job if it were offered to you? What do you know about this company? If you take this job, how long would you stay? Don't you think you may be too old, young, inexperienced? Now I would suggest you the ways to answer these questions. For tell me about yourself question, which is the most often asked question in interviews. Tell your academic record, your skills, your qualification, etc. Talk about things you have done and jobs you have held that relate to the position you are interviewing for. Time is 3 minutes. Prepare written answer for this question and rehearse. Talk about things you have done and jobs you have held that relate to the positions you are interviewing for, etc. A popular question during an interview is what kind of a job you are looking for. The best is to say general and say something like a job where I love to work, like the people, can contribute more to the company, or a job which is challenging, a job which gives me opportunities to prove knowledge and skills. If the question is what appeals to you about this job, the best is to say something like to achieve through heights and also to learn, work hard, and quench my thirst of knowledge in the related field which I am going to work. To be unique in decision making skills in the future. And if asked about your strengths, the best is to say is you have the strength of your subject knowledge. You have the ability to prioritize. Your problem solving skills. Your ability to work under pressure. Your ability to focus on projects. Your professional expertise. Your leadership skills and your positive attitude. And when they want to know about your weaknesses, then here you have to tell your weakness as strength. Example, always, I will be committed to the assigned work which I expect from my co-workers. This leads to affect the interpersonal relationship, but the outcome of the work will be satisfied. This example suits to the team leader. Would you accept this job if it were offered to you? Yes, certainly. I will accept this job to the best to the company or organization. And if no, then you have to give reason. What do you know about this company? You have to go to the website and look for the details like company, products and services, year of starting the company, their annual reports, and agenda. Besides, how many workers are working in that company, volume of the business, future plan of business, and other specific details. A very tricky question is, if you take this job, how long would you stay? You set high standards for yourself and meet them. Your outcomes are a success and tell them about your stay in that company. Don't you think you may be too old, young, or inexperienced? Admit that you have no experience. However, explain your academic strength in the most convincing manner. For your convenience, we have listed down few important job sites where you can apply, like www.naukri.com, and the rest are on your screen. I wish this session on interview techniques was informative for you. Thank you and have a good day, listeners.